and also share your comments, your thoughts, and your sentiments with us. Now, we move straight to the newspapers, and we'll start from the Daily Graphic, and Savara is going to do that for us.
All right, so we're moving on to the Daily Graphic newspaper for the April 9, 2024 today. Now, as written boldly on the front page, says voters registration May 7th to 27th, so included in exercise. So we have a picture of the EC chairperson, that is Jane Mensah, right there, and then it's saying that the voter exercise will start from May 7th.
The voters
registration, voters registration exercise. So you have to go to your center and make sure that you go check if you are still in the system or not, and then make sure that you have a valid voters registration exercise, so that from December 7th, you can definitely cast your vote. We need you to vote on December 7th, I beg you. Right, so make sure that from May 7th to the 27th of May, you do that. So, moving on, we have GRA Commissioner General intervenes, first batch HIV drug out on Friday. So GRA Commissioner General intervenes, first batch HIV drugs out on Friday. So you can find more details of this story on page 13 of the Daily Graphic newspaper. Also, beside the story, we have effective justice delivery strategy launched, a framework anchored on tech, speed and transparency. So this story, you can also read more details on it on page 13 of the Daily Graphic newspaper. And finally, we have Greater Accra RCC endorses GCGL sanitation ranking. Let me take it again. It says Greater Accra RCC endorses GCGL sanitation ranking. And that story you can read on the page 20 of the Daily Graphic newspaper.
And on the Daily Guide newspaper, Dr. Ya Osechum is saying something. He says that SHS enrollment goes high. SHS enrollment goes high. And this is an obvious thing. I feel, yes, of course, it has gone high.
Our government
because of the free senior high school. For that. Yeah. And Ghana, Guinea-Bissau to open joint commission for cooperation. GRA boss pledges deep client engagement. GRA boss pledges deep client engagement. And so you know that when you are a shop owner, you just sit, open your shop, selling your thing, and you just see the GRA just bash into your place, lock you up if you are actually doing something wrong when it comes to paying of taxes and breaching of some of this. So so I think that she's saying that they will have client engagement, they will have deep client engagement to actually solve such problems. And let's make VIP president. Who is saying this? Sami Awuku. Okay, Sami Awuku is saying that. And Baumia launches CJ's leading justice initiative. So that's all we have on the Daily Guide newspaper.
All right, so let's move on to the Chronicle newspaper. And written here says massive SHS enrollment reduces HIV/AIDS among the youth. This is coming from the Education Minister, that is Dr. Ya Osei Educhum, as in saying that massive SHS enrollments reduces HIV/AIDS among the youth.
How? Because if you are engaging in the
So the fact that now the less privileged, let me use them as the fact that now almost everybody is moving to school now, so we wouldn't have to we are not going to hear the youth engaging in sexual
unnecessary sexual activities
that will lead to that.
If you have a reason to, in fact, some people, if you wake up in the morning and you have something to attend to, you have classes to go.
There's no way that you are going to engage in that. So I think one way or the other, he's online. So you can find the story on page 2, 3 and 7 of the Chronicle newspaper. And also we have ACEP doesn't have adequate information on price floors policy. ACEP doesn't have adequate information on price floors policy. So this is coming from NPA. And also we have CJ vows to change corruption tag on judiciary. So the Chief Justice, that is Justice Tokono vows to change corruption tag on judiciary.
On the daily, are you done?
Yes.
On the Daily Dispatch, we have many people and entities are willing to join the Alliance for Revolutionary Change. That is the Alan Cash and Abu Sakara movement. And so many people are saying that many people and entities are willing to join the Alliance for Revolutionary Change. And this is a big deal. I feel that if all these minor parties come together and say that, like say boom, CPP, PPP, and all the independent candidates, if they say that, look, we are going to come together, champion a particular cause against the NDC and NPP, I feel that there can be a change.
Yeah, honestly.
But for me, I feel probably it might not happen this year, but I know certainly that subsequently, after 2024, if they are able to put things together, then there can be a change to break the duopoly. Because, but for this year, I don't know. I don't know how possible that will be. Because coming together as one unit is very difficult. Because when you come together, then you are going to decide who will be the presidential candidate and who is going to be the vice. You understand? And mind you, all these people are also vying for the presidential seat.
Exactly.
And so it takes a lot of agreement, a lot of conversations, a lot of meetings to arrive to a certain conclusion that, oh, now you know what, we want this person to be our candidate and the rest of us are going to support him. You understand? And so I feel there are a lot of things that will go into getting such alliance to be vibrant. Because mind you, the fact that you are creating an alliance does not mean Ghanaians will buy into your idea.
Accept.
Unless we actually see the future of Ghana in you.
Exactly.
You understand? So coming together is a beautiful thing, but I feel it is not too late. But I think these alliances will not win. It's either NDC or NPP will win. Then after, subsequently, maybe if they put themselves together, well, they can actually be a third force.
You know, I feel this will actually bring the united Ghana that we want. You know, it will bring it. Ghana's already united, one way or the other. But you see, with our political parties right here, you are having Alan Chamantin adding up to Abu Sakara. You will have probably another party joining force, as they are saying, another entity joining force. At least that one, we know that, okay, it's not about the different parties, but at least when we are united, we can be able to all come together and push the economy that we want, the country that we want, the Ghana that we want. So if in any way these entities are able to join forces, as they are saying, and work together, like as you're saying, you know, everybody wants to become president of the republic. But if probably they all sit down and they're like, okay, you know what, this individual is the right person for us. Let's push our ideas, let's put our visions, let's help fight together. We'll be able to get a solid team. You know, one way or the other, it could shock you or surprise you that there's people that we are thinking that might not even get the nod from Ghanaians, might even end up winning the election. Anything can happen.
But you know, Ghanaians well, anything can happen. When it comes to elections, anything can happen. And so fingers crossed, let's see what will happen. A lot of things are unfolding. And so let's see what happens. Okay, so I'll continue with the Chronicle newspaper.
No, I think
am I right?
The Daily Dispatch.
The Daily Guide.
The Daily Dispatch.
The Daily Dispatch. Oh, okay, the Daily Dispatch. So NPA on ASEP's response to 8 downstream sector price regulations. And the last thing here is government increases cocoa prices by 58% from 20,928 Ghana cedis per ton to 33,128 Ghana cedis per ton. But the minority is also saying that no, the farmers even deserve better because in the international front, there's been some quite high prices for cocoa. But anyway, I think the fact that we have some increment in the prices is a step in the right direction. And so let's work on making sure that these cocoa farmers get the best out of their toil. Yes, so you can take the next week.
All right, so we're moving on to the new crusading guide for today, the April 9th, 2024, says Ghana records 504,580 SHS enrollment in 2024. Ghana records 504,580 SHS enrollment in 2024. Also, we have on the top right of the new Crusading Guide says publish load shedding timetable, ECG told. So you can find the story on page 10 of the new Crusading Guide. We also have Ghana's economy is improving, says the Bank of Ghana governor, that is Dr. Addison. So you can see a picture of him there. And also beneath that story, we have prescribed herbal medicines for treatment. Nana Nketia advocate. So he's saying that prescribe herbal medicines for treatment. Also, we have gold for oil policy useful. It shouldn't be cancelled. Gold for oil policy useful and it shouldn't be cancelled. This is coming from our Vice President and flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party, Dr. Mahamadou Bawumia. And also finally on the new Crusading Guide says demolish Islegon property. Samira denies her involvement as businessman wills over abuse of state powers. Demolish Islegon property. Samira denies her involvement as businessman wills over abuse of state powers. So recently there was a video that was circulating on social media where an individual by name Achampon was actually accusing the second lady of being involved in the demolition of some properties in Islegon, and she's saying
it came
that
out to be a fake news.
Yes, she's saying she has no involvement in this very demolition of the Islegon property. So that will be all for the front page of the new Crusading Guide today.
And on the Daily Searchlight newspaper, the president Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo is saying something. He says that let us work together to fight against coups. Let us work against coups. Akufo-Addo laments. And the next one is about Dr. Bawumia. He says that digitalization crucial to continuing advancement of justice system. I check it again. Digitalization crucial to continuing advancement of justice system. And Grand Coalition Ghana to hold convention. And NPA sets the facts straight on floor pricing. NPA sets the facts straight on floor pricing. You can see that in page 5 of the newspaper there.
Okay, so we're moving on to the National Enquirer newspaper for today, and it says Educhum Lord Mohammed's e-blog says it was good initiative, but so you can find
it is not. It is a good initiative. I don't know the but there, but he was building a lot of classroom blocks for the students.
I think some way somehow we benefited.
It's not some way somehow.
No,
I mean, benefit
we have. I think it started from late President Mills.
Yeah.
It started from late President Mills because our time in Laboni, we had the blog for us, the new blog. So at least it helped most of the students. And I think Muhammad took over.
Because this free HSTV, the major problem we are facing is infrastructure.
Yeah, true.
A dormitory, classrooms.
Yeah.
That these students will also have some kind of comfort in.
Yes.
You are, like you said, you are actually enrolling a lot of students, over 5,000. Where are they going to sleep?
Exactly. Exactly.
Where are they going to stay there? Which kind of desk?
Exactly.
Which facility? Which building? And so Mahama was actually building the e-block for a purpose. I feel that if a government comes out with a policy that is going to help all of us, we should allow the person. Yeah. Like Educhum is saying, tell the person what you are doing is great. Like free SHS. It's a great policy, but no matter what, there will be a but.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
And so the fact that NDC did that does not mean an NPP person cannot say it is bad. It's good.
Exactly.
You don't have to just say anything the NDC is doing is bad, anything the NPP is doing is bad. No.
True.
The e-blog actually came to help.
It did.
Free SHS is helping.
It's helping.
And so if the government should even continue some of these uncompleted e-blogs, it is better for us, all of us, isn't it?
Exactly.
Because if students are struggling to even have a place to sleep or a blog to have a class in, and there are some uncompleted buildings, what stops the government from completing these ones? And just let the students have their way out. So
Yeah, so I think let's move on to other stories that are trending on the National Enquirer newspaper. It says we've moved from taxation to robbery. So this is coming from Domelovo. So he's saying that we've moved from taxation to robbery. And also we have Ghana's public debt balloon to 610 billion Ghana cedis after IMF deal. And also we have Ambassador Amadou unveils housing project in Africa. And we have some other two stories. Says we are overcoming learning poverty. So this is coming from Reverend Intim Fojo, as he's saying that we are definitely overcoming learning poverty. And finally we have Professor Nana Jane Opoku engages Tema residents on 24-hour economy policy.
Okay, now we shall go to the Anchor newspaper. And it says that luxury apartments pulled down midnight at East Legon despite pending court case. Owner cries foul. And Mahama is in tears over Court of Appeal judge nominees. Oh, I see. And CSOs in HIV TB threatens demo over locked up drugs at Tema Port. So bad. Locked up drugs at Tema Port. So the drugs are in, but it's locked up.
Yes.
And a lot of people are, you know, HIV, you need to be taking your drugs. The moment you do not take a drug,
you might die.
You're going to face a lot of consequences. So let's find a way. Let's find a way to eradicate some of this challenge. That's all we have on the Anchor newspaper.
All right, so we are moving to some business news. That is the Business Analyst newspaper for today. Says don't allow third parties to receive or transfer funds through our account. So Bank of Ghana warns public, as it's saying that do not allow third parties to receive or transfer funds through your account. We also have Ghana's economic difficulties beyond monetary policy adjustments. Ghana's economic difficulties beyond monetary policy adjustments. And also Ghana has low exposure to loans from China, World Bank 2024 Africa Pulse report reveals. So Ghana has low exposure to loans from China, as World Bank 2024 Africa Pulse report reveals. And also we have I didn't transfer to minority MPs as hooligans. I didn't refer to minority MPs as hooligans. So this is coming from Dr. Ernest Addison, that is the Bank of Ghana governor. And finally we have AFCFTA focused Afro-Italian relations deepened with President Mattarellas visit to Ghana. And that will be all for the Business Analyst newspaper today. On the Metro Lens newspaper, Sami Awuku is actually praising Bawumia and is saying that we are making Bawumia president in 2025. You can find that in page 6. And we will campaign at NDC offices to canvass for votes. Protozoa. Okay. Okay. Let's see. And so, Ghana's economy is improving. Bank of Ghana government said so. And improve our telecommunication network to appreciate the digitalization drive, Abonsi chief tells the government. And so that is all we have on the Metro Lens newspaper. Okay, so let's move to the Daybreak newspaper for today, the 9th of April 2024. Says suspensions begin in Okaikoi North MPP. Suspensions begin in Okaikoi North MPP. We also have daylight robbery at Tema Port, and you can read the story on page 2 of the Daybreak newspaper. We also have ECG response to grid court charge, and customs boss begs for contract extension. Customs boss begs for contract extension, calls on chiefs imam to intervene. And finally, on the front page of the Daybreak newspaper says Ghana seeks Italy's help in fighting regional insecurity. Ghana seeks Italy's help in fighting regional insecurity. So that will be all for the Daybreak newspaper today. On the Daily Post newspaper, Samit Jemfi has a message for the MPP. What is he saying? He says that schools under trees, stop debating the number NDC removed and tell us what you removed. Schools under trees, stop debating the number NDC removed and tell us what you've removed. Oh,
Okay. And minority calls for immediate arrest of the CEO of the Scholarship Secretariat over alleged corrupt acts. So the Fourth Estate has actually done some investigations and a lot of corrupt acts. They are saying that a lot of corrupt acts have been done in the Scholarship Secretariat. Yeah. And so we have a number of such investigations coming up. And
it's alleged that some students pay for scholarship here.
And sometimes they don't even get it.
They don't even get it.
Yes. And sometimes, so
they are huge sums.
Yeah. And so when it comes to scholarship issues in Ghana, it's some way. It's some way. It's some way. Let's continue.
Okay.
And Baumia's boy repeats his call on Muslims to vote for him because he is a Muslim. And Joyce Bewa criticizes Akufo-Addo's abuse of presidential power and discretion to appoint charges. That's all we have on the Daily Post newspaper.
Okay, so we are moving on to the Punch Africa newspaper. Says ECOWAS Parliament Afenyo Markin gets ECOWAS top post. ECOWAS Parliament Afenyo Markin gets ECOWAS top post. We also have new passport fee jointly agreed upon. So this is from the majority in Parliament, as they are saying new passport fee jointly agreed upon. And also we have Okada riders sent for Mahama over 24-hour economy. Okada riders sent for Mahama over 24-hour economy. And also we have Kofi Boa warns Mali others back to ECOWAS Parliament. And we have Great Court sends strong message to Minister Napo. So Great Court sends strong message to Minister Napo. And finally we have EC schedules IPAC meeting today over NDC petitioned. So you can read the story on the page 8 of the Punch Africa newspaper today.
And to our last newspaper, we have the Daily graphic business, and it says economy to recover on back of strong consumptions. Economy to recover on back of strong consumptions, and this is by Fitch. And currency fluctuations affecting our businesses, Japan Motors tells us. And African ports to embrace digitalization. You can find that in page 14. And the next outing, Stelvin PLC back to profit race. And so yes, this is all we have on the graphic business newspaper.
Okay, so I think that will be all for the Matters Arising segment this morning, and we'll have to go for a very quick breather. When we come back, we have sports update, sports minutes with our very own sports goddess Precious Asuma giving us more updates in the sports world. So do not go anywhere. We'll be right back with some sports updates.
For me and the baby I day and I to fish and I bet I not be my mito. I don't say one day we go die. But no be to the why. It's too mama die we are no one in quack. And one I'm show we don't have I Pape who never seen a to what I shock me for and obituary na doso father my boss kebeya you ready cause on for so me shatter be am trust to officer she also osike oti apad and I say wa show so na me sha say na me di tro me tike me bo me homodin day to day oh me baby anya hwe so the money day na Sunday chop bar me ne money play party day manje wa guy no nya me type me do hrsa wo papa cry no nya me size Gucci in the ice crepes what a life obian kama sem wo be come so a fight tie tell me wetin we money no fit answer she me fool while I be the stomach cancer was spread in me I dey die all this money and I can't buy life